Janji is a running apparel brand whose promise is to expand access to safe drinking water. So not only do they make great clothes, but they also give 2% of proceeds of every purchase to support clean water projects around the world. Janji recently sent me a preview of their spring 2021 collection, so now it's time to try on the new gear and head out for a run. 6.54 miles, 8 minutes, 56 seconds per mile, 143 beats per minute today, going out for a rainy day run in the new Janji 2021 spring collection. Having a fantastic time out there despite some inclement weather. And before I give you my thoughts on the rest of the spring collection that Janji sent over for me, I do want to go over some disclosures. They did send me these clothes for the purpose of review, so I didn't have to pay for them, but they're not paying me to make this video or to use any of these items afterwards. And they're not going to get a chance to preview any of my footage and my thoughts before you guys get a chance to see this video on YouTube. So with those disclosures out of the way, let's talk about the Janji Spring 2021 collection. Because this year, I think that they're finally solving a problem that a lot of running brands are getting wrong. And that problem is pockets. So let's just dive right in. The first thing that I want to take a look at today is these half tights from Janji. I wore these for my 10K time trial. I didn't have too much to weigh me down in them. I just had my keys and a gel in them, so not really weighing them down at all. But overall, the half tights performed really well. The bands that Janji pants have had have always been really fantastic, very comfortable to wear. They're not aligned half tight, so you're still going to be wearing running underwear underneath there. On the front right leg, there is a little bit of the Janji logo, and they have their water logo on the back left hamstring right there, so reminding you of that water promise. A little Janji label right here on the back, and then there's just tons of pockets. So there's one large pocket back here that you can reach, get to kind of on either side. And then there's the seam, so it's closed off at the top, so nothing can really pop out of there. This is big enough to hold my iPhone 11 Pro with the case in there. But it is kind of tough to get in and out, which is by design, so that way things don't fly out of there. And then the side, they've done something that's just absolutely lovely. They have double pockets on the side. So there's one pocket that's out here that is still plenty deep. You could put a phone in there. I put my longer Science and Sport gel in that pocket. And then on the other side of that pocket is an even longer mesh pocket that goes still the same depth, but starts higher up. So you get a little bit more of height in that pocket. And then you've got the same exact thing on the other side. So let's say you're loading these up for a marathon race and you've got 5 gels that you want to put in here, plus maybe you need to carry a phone. There's plenty of room for all that stuff to get loaded in here, but you're still getting all that functionality of the half tight. These are probably my favorite piece of the Janji Spring 2021 collection. This is going to get a ton of use. Highly recommend this one. All right, the next one that I want to take a look at is the 6-inch AFO vent multi-short. There's just so many pockets on this. At first, it just looks like a regular 6-inch short, a little bit long, but it's got Janji logo on the front. Same thing as on the half tight, and on the back they've got that water logo, same as on the half tight. There's a very comfortable blue lining on the inside, so you don't need separate running underwear for this one. And then all around the waist, like around the entire circumference of your waist, it's pockets. So it's absolutely amazing. Again, there's another really big pocket in the back here, but with a little bit of a seam at the top, so nothing's gonna fly out. Then there is another side pocket, kind of like on the back hip. And then on each of these front panels up front, there are 2 pockets, and that also has kind of like that halfway seam in there, so it gives it a little bit of kind of secureness without having to resort to a zipper. I actually find that this works out really, really well. And then back on the other side, you have another long pocket. In any of these pockets, I was able to fit a Science and Sport Gel, and also I was able to fit my phone. So that was pretty amazing. The one thing about this is that there's a couple of things that make it maybe not my absolute favorite pair of pants. One thing is in the back, when I had the phone, my iPhone 11 in the back of these shorts, I felt like the phone was a little bit heavy and it was kind of pulling my pants down. So that didn't quite work for me. So what I had to do was I moved it up to a front pocket, and that didn't quite fit in there. It fit in there, but it took a little bit for it to kind of settle in. So it was a little bit awkward, and I had to move it to the front location. But otherwise, everything was able to fit in here really well. I loaded up on a day where I had 2 different gels and the phone in the back, and then I eventually moved it to the front, and things were fine. There's plenty of room in here to really, really load up. There is even a little lanyard here for your keys, and this comes with a little like color match to the lining on the inside, little S-shaped like mini carabiner, so you could clip your keys onto that. So even though there's no zippers on any of these pockets, you're still gonna be able to keep everything secure, which I think it's a nice compromise. While I normally really love zippers on all the pockets on all my stuff, I do find that sometimes, especially when my hands are cold, then it gets a little bit more difficult for me to kind of operate the zipper. So this is kind of a nice splitting the difference. I got this in a medium, which is normally my size for a lot of stuff. There are occasions where sometimes I'm kind of on the bubble, and this is one of those situations where I'm on the bubble. Like the medium is just a little bit too big for me. I think the small would have been good. So I had to kind of like tie it in the knot to tighten it up a bit. And what that ended up doing is make a lot of these pockets up front pucker a little bit. So when it's not on me, it kind of looks a little bit awkward, but when it is on, it does tend to fit just fine. But it is when it's really weighed down, because the fit isn't exactly right for me. It does take a little bit of kind of like finagling to be able to get it, feel like I've got everything loaded in just right. So for those of you who are sometimes like on the bubble between sizes, I might, for this one, recommend going down a size. All right, now let's get to some of these shirts. The next one that I'm gonna talk about, I thought I would really love this one. I ended up not really loving it. This next one is the AFO Vent short sleeve tee. This one has like a micro perforated material in here. It makes it very breathable. 4-way stretch, so a very comfortable feeling shirt. But it just overall didn't exactly work out for me. It's not my favorite type of material. And I just felt like I wasn't quite feeling the benefits of like the micro perforations. So it felt like it kind of made me a little bit warmer. Now there's some things that they've done with this shirt that I think might still have me reaching for this shirt even on a very hot day. The fact that the way that they've cut the seams here, they made sure that the seams are not kind of on the shoulder like they are in most short sleeve shirts. And that's intentionally designed so that way if you're wearing this with a pack, it's not going to cause any undue chafing. The way that this collar is cut, it's a lot wider than like a normal like t-shirt collar. And again, I'm thinking that this design is done in that way so as to make it kind of work better with a pack. But what it ended up doing is it just ended up looking like a bit awkward on me. I just felt like I was wearing kind of like a weird like kind of like scrub from the feet. And so like overall, it just ended up not being kind of like my favorite shirt. Just the fit on me wasn't exactly what I would probably normally pick. All right, next let's go to another shirt that they sent that I absolutely do love. This one is the Runterra short sleeve tee. This is a very comfortable shirt. There's a lot of technology built into this shirt, and so it's a little bit deceptive. It just kind of looks like a plain solid shirt. There are some kind of graphic elements to it. There's the Janji logo in the lower left-hand side on the back. And they have adopted that similar stitching technique that they used in the AFO Vent shirt. So that way the stitch in the back here is not like on your shoulder, but it's kind of off the shoulder. So that way if you are running with this in a pack, it's gonna be a little bit more comfortable. It's a very soft, very comfortable shirt. It's got Supima cotton, which is a cotton that's grown in the United States that's known for a superior level of quality, strength, and color retention, which is great because I do really like this color. The other 30% of this shirt is made from 37.5 technical polyester. And 37.5 is a type of kind of new material that has volcanic ash as embedded into the fibers. Sounds pretty crazy, but it's supposed to help with regulating temperature, humidity, and also odor. This one I did wear twice before I felt like it really needed a wash. Very good for travel, or if you're just trying to like kind of reduce your laundry load and hence your water usage, something that could be very useful as well. The other thing, I like the story about 37.5 fabric, or why it's called 37.5 fabric, is that it's supposed to help you regulate in terms of your temperature and maintain a core body temperature of 37.5 degrees Celsius. And one of the ways that it does that is by helping pull moisture away from kind of like your skin surface. So when you're getting hot, before like your skin can actually start getting sweaty, it'll start to kind of like have, you know, sweat vapor emanating off of it, and it's supposed to really be able to pull that away. So on the other hand, when it's really cold out, it's supposed to help kind of keep that core temperature in. So it's going to help keep you warm in the cold as well, which sounds like a really big promise. I'm looking forward to wearing this in the cold. This shirt is very comfortable, fits me like a glove in a way that I really enjoy. I use it as a base layer for today, running with the rain jacket, which let's talk about that now that we're talking about it. So the last thing that I'm going to talk about today is the Zephyr Runterra rain jacket. This is a very thin, lightweight jacket. It almost kind of feels like there's nothing there, but this is a material that is doing quite a bit. First, it's made out of like a ripstop nylon, so it's going to be pretty durable in being able to handle kind of the elements that you might run into. It has a water repellent coating on it that is PFC free, so a little bit friendlier for the environment there. It was lightly raining at times for my run today, and I felt like this jacket did a good job of kind of keeping me dry. I did also try one of the key features of this jacket, which it has this little strap, and you can kind of like clip it together right at the chest, almost like a sternum strap on a pack. And so you can keep it unzipped, but the jacket won't completely go all over the place as you're running. So kind of that's like full ventilation mode. Otherwise, for the most part today, I did have it pretty zipped up. On the back, there are tons of vents to keep this thing nice and cool as well. So like you're letting just a lot of air out through these vents here. This is definitely a jacket that's very packable, that you could bring along with you, stuff it in your pack. If you are going on a longer adventure and you have a running pack with you, or if it's something that you're bringing traveling, something that you could definitely just stick in a bag. There is one little pocket up at the chest right up here, but the material here is all very, very light, so I probably wouldn't put a phone in there. I put my keys in there for today, and it worked out really, really well. And all right, guys, I wanted to throw in a bonus for today, one additional piece that Janji had sent over from their spring collection, and that is the Transit Tech Pant, and this is in their midnight or in the black color. These pants are 88% polyester and 12% spandex. They're a great longer pant for those days where it might be a little bit inclement in terms of weather, or if it's just a little bit chillier. These pants are wind resistant and water repellent, so perfectly designed for whatever weather changes spring might be able to throw at you. On the front right, there is a Janji logo, and then on the bottom left, there is the water logo as well. And this pant doesn't skimp on the pockets either. There's actually 3 zipper pockets, and for this one, they are going with zippers for the means of securing your stuff. There's 2 regular kind of like pockets where you would expect pants pockets to be, and those pockets have zippers on it. And there's an additional kind of like 3rd secret pocket, and the zipper on that 3rd pocket is a little bit smaller because it's not meant for something that you're going to be reaching for frequently. So nice little thoughtful touches. On this one, I did go with the medium as well, and this medium seems to fit me perfectly. I do enjoy the feel of this fabric. It feels a little bit different than kind of other track pants that are out there. It's a very soft type of material. This is a pant that I get a lot of use out of, not only as a running pant, but I think I appreciate it even more as a casual pant, one that I can wear around and it could keep up with me through the rest of my day, trying to keep up with my kids. Definitely enjoying the Transit Tech Pant. If you have any questions about any of the stuff that I talked about today, feel free to put them in the comments down below. I'd love to talk to you guys about it there. Or better yet, feel free to drop by the live stream that I do just about every day on YouTube. You can always ask me anything you like. That's all I have for today, everybody. Thanks so much for making it all the way to the end of the video. Hopefully you guys are staying safe out there on your runs, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yo, what's going on?